Hey, hi everybody. We are doing, we're trying to get in sync with our plans here, and we've been working really, really hard. You know how we're trying to do a flashback Friday. And technically, this would have been done on a Thursday, which was just a few hours ago, but now it's Friday, at least here it is on the Pacific Coast. So we've been working like crazy scientists in the wee hours of the evening getting this all done. So here we go. Let me flip this around, and you're not going to see too much of me at this very moment because let me show you what we're going to do. Okay, beautiful people. So here we go. This is the Ruban Rouge YouTube page, video page. And as you can see, it's been set to private, and there's a link. Just to prove that just because you don't see our videos doesn't mean that we didn't, maybe we moved them, maybe we changed the settings, maybe we did something different on Facebook. They're still there. Same day and time stamped. Everything is perfectly in order. And there you go. Uploaded on February 21st, 2017. So this is a flashback Friday from last month that we're going to do right now. And some people may be very surprised to see this because people thought it was disappeared, like gone, deleted, vanished. Nope. And we're just gonna have fun. So here we go. Here's our 36-minute rebroadcast.
Hi, beautiful people. Okay, third time's the charm. I've tried this 2 times prior, and you know, I really need to get my professional setup going on here because this is not me. This is not what I know. As much as I love the whole, you know, kind of indie feel, but this is crazy. Okay, so I think I got this set up here. You know, I'm so used to using a light meter and all these wonderful things that go along with filmmaking, and it's really hard for me. Isn't that strange? I don't know. This is easy in some ways, but it's hard in other ways too once you have that kind of experience. Anyway, the message is the point, the message is the purpose, and that's what matters. So I had a great class today, and I'm going to be, you know, doing more, and I'm very excited about what's ahead. So I have a whole bunch of questions that everybody has been asking me, and I am going to use the memory to see if I got this straight without looking at the cue cards. Oh, Lord help us. But here we go. Okay, question number 1. This is my Q&A session. I do it every few weeks or so, maybe more than once a month. I think maybe twice a month I do this. So, one of the number 1 questions is, Noelle, how do you get so many people following you? And it's hard work. I'm just saying, I do have a media company that we hired, and they help a lot. But it's constant, okay, I get scheduled for this, and it's just a lot of work. You don't have a life. And it troubles me a little bit because when you don't have a life and you're spending it doing all these things, it's very trying because I have to schedule time with my family. I have to schedule time with, you know, friends. I have to schedule time with everybody. And then, you know, the whole dance company, and it's really a lot of work. So that's my answer. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of loving on people, and it just doesn't stop. So I mean, I can't give you specifics. I can't. I don't know all the specifics. But I just tell you, it's just a lot of work. A lot of work and a lot of time. And there's no simple way around it. There's no magic bullet. There's, you know, it's just hard work. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. And see, this is why I need a light meter. The light is really hot on my forehead, and it needs to be balanced out. I don't even know if I could do that with a phone. But if I had another light coming here, there's no fill light. There's no light separating me from the background. This is, okay, I'm over it. Next question number 2. Let me see if I got it. I'm going to do it. Hold on, I'm going to look. Sorry, I'm cheating. I'm trying to use my memory more because my doctor said that, you know, I probably should be doing that. I should. after a concussion. I had 2 last year. This, I still have a little bit of a bump here, and I still have to be careful, and then 1 here. I had 2 concussions, and this is what you got to do. If you want to repair your brain, it's not just healing it physically. You actually have to challenge yourself, and I already had a hard time remembering things because of the cancer treatments. Anyway, okay, so I didn't remember that, but I did go with the first one. Okay, again, I get this a lot. What is your favorite color? Everybody assumes that my favorite color is red, and this isn't downplaying anybody or making anybody feel bad by correcting them. No, I know I got this red background here, and it's really not this red. It's so hot. This is burgundy. And my hair is red. No, red is not my favorite color. It never has been. I do love burgundy, though. Blue is my favorite color. It reminds me of serenity and calmness, like the ocean or the sky. And that's my answer in a nutshell. If you go down, maybe, I think maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I answered this question, and I alliterated it, just went into it a little bit more. And just to save everybody time, why don't you go ahead and just kind of go down and check out the videos. And
that's a bit of an alibi there. You know, saying and mentioning what else I've been doing, and to scroll down because I've already done it. There's just too much to back this up that this is my original work.
Indeed.
So that's part of it. Okay, I'm going to get back to broadcasting.
See more of my explanation, but I love blue. Blue is just it for me. Some people just can't stand it, and that's just how it goes. Yeah? Okay, cool. Next question, and number 3. I look like I put on weight, and I didn't. I actually lost 5 pounds. It's the light. Oh my gosh, light can make you look so different. Okay, and this is teal. It looks black.
Oh, and also my weight loss, you can see it's consistent with the rest of my videos.
True.
That's another marker.
Who knows this video? Okay, question number 3. What bothers you the most about other people? Okay, that's... You know, I hesitate even answering that. Let me kind of play around with that. While I'll be fair to kind of answer what you're saying or what I think you're saying and asking, but I'm not going to just say, oh, these people bother me because of this and that. I'm trying to get away from some stuff like that. Here's why. There's so much poison in the world right now with people's words and getting down on people. Yes, you have to hold people accountable for their deeds when they do something wrong. But here's the other thing with that too, because I've been falsely accused of things. You know, I had someone say, hey, you stole so-and-so's dancer. I said, no, look at this text. I actually told this person it's their responsibility because I don't know who has what contract. It's not my responsibility. It's their responsibility to clear it with if they're under a contract or if they're with another choreographer to check. And so someone sees that person dancing in one of my pieces. It's like one dance, one time. Doesn't mean I stole anybody's dancer. It means this person was actually just blessing me and wanted to do something nice for me. They even said, I want to bless you and do something nice for you because you're so giving to other people. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I'll take it. And, you know, the timing just worked out. 4 rehearsals, 1 show. I mean, it was a big deal to me because I appreciated it, but it's not a big deal on the other end of it, what might be perceived, right? So, you know, there has to be a balance there when I'm saying, you know, you have to hold people accountable. And it's like, you should find out the facts first. And so that's what, you know, it's fine. Everything's fine. I don't want people to say, oh, there's drama. There's no drama at all. But the reason why that is an example of the reason why I'm being very careful. Things that bother me about people. The biggest thing that grieves me about people is when they are not living their dreams, their pathways. They're seeing what like somebody else has. Like somebody, you know, I use Madonna as an example. Hi, Madonna. Sorry, you're wonderful and beautiful. This is not about you. Really. But so many people want, you know, the Madonna wannabe syndrome that happened in the 80s, and that's a term that we use in society still.
I'm sorry, I gotta take a break here. Can you get me my charger? Because my phone's running dead. Sorry, guys. We're just documenting this because we were instructed to do so, and that's why we're doing this. And we're also making it fun as a Flashback Friday. But really pay attention to what I'm saying, because all the other videos substantiate when this was done. Not only is it substantiated with YouTube, but everything that people think that is disappeared or is gone and no longer in our, library, it very much is so in our library. You guys lulled yourselves, I'm talking to the thieves, you lulled yourselves into the thought process that we didn't know what we were doing. Here we go, continuing. Thank you, by the way, for the charger.
Oh, no problem.
Because people just, wanted to follow her career, and they would graph it out, and they would study her, and that, to me, that's a little creepy. On one hand, you could say, yeah, that's really savvy and smart, but on the other hand, it is a little creepy. That's like stalking somebody to me. Even if you are a professional, it's weird. Because that person's just really regurgitating somebody else's path, and they're not going to have the same amount of success, no matter what they do. So that grieves me the most when I see other people try to be that way. And, granted, sometimes when, you're under somebody's mentorship, you can't help but, how can I say, elements of what they did. Like, I'll use me as an example. I've had many different mentors. Aaron Spelling was a bit of a mentor to me, for me. But I, in no way, shape, or form, wrote screenplays that were akin to his style of writing, because he was a screenwriter at first. I didn't produce shows like that, but, and he was a tough man, and some people had a hard time getting along with him. I never had a problem. Lovely children, Tori, Randy, all of them, great. So here's the thing. Sometimes you can take some of the elements that you learned from your mentor. You can't help it because that's where you were taught. Just like if you were underneath a certain type of ballet instructor, you're going to have that kind of tendency towards your movement or your choreography. You were under their choreography, and it got to a point where I was under somebody's tutelage, and I could say, I know exactly what they're looking for. You just learn. That's what happens. But there has to be a time where you break away from that, and it's not that you don't give that mentor credit, and it's not that you just diss them and you say, oh, screw you, I'm better than you, and then all of a sudden you got a chip on your shoulder, and it's like, well, you know what, I have something to prove to you. I'm going to get twice as many followers because I want to be accepted. I feel like I have to catch up to you. It's kind of gross, but it makes my heart just break for these people because they are going to destroy themselves in the long run. So, getting back to the initial question, it's not what bothers me about these people. It breaks my heart and grieves me. Someone's knocking on the door and I'm not going to stop this. What happens is I can't understand why they can't see the beauty in themselves, because really copying somebody's ladder to success there's no way you're going to duplicate it at all. You can't. And here's the thing. I'll use me as an example. I've associated with certain people. I'm not going to say what community or industry or field this was in, but just say many of my things that I've done, one of those elements. And I know what was good and working for me and what didn't work for me, or what, shouldn't be used by somebody else at all, because I found out something really, really bad about that whole thing. And here's the tragedy, because I don't go around telling people, unless somebody really asks me my opinion, and I have to be very careful because I am in a place of influence what I say. But, I learn, okay, and I can see it happening again, because somebody will think, oh, whatever Noelle does, it must be great. No, what I do is good work. What everybody does is good work, okay? But sometimes, if you follow my footsteps and you use the same stepping stones that I did, you don't know if I fell through. Either I hit it, recovered and overcame. Maybe it'll be in one of my books someday, and you're like, oh, crud, I shouldn't be doing that stepping stone. And then I have to watch you fall through because you didn't know that that person, that company or something wasn't good. And, and I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing. Let them find out for themselves. So, so there's these pitfalls. And so that's another thing that doesn't always work out. And I see that happening. Oh my gosh. And that grieves me. And like I said, it doesn't bother me. But it really does. It breaks my heart because then I have to watch that person go through what I went through. And I'm like, they're not going to have a good time of it at all. So, guys, just another heads up, if you see me stepping on a stepping stone, I wouldn't necessarily follow my footsteps because you don't know if that stone fell through. You don't know if that was solid. You don't know all the BS or political stuff or something that went on behind the scenes. You don't know what the little trappings may or may not have been. So that's why I strongly recommend do not do that. Don't study somebody's career like that and copy it. You can say, wow, that person, became, a teacher. And you want to become a teacher too, maybe in the same subject. Don't go to the same school they went to. That might not have been a good school. But they're not bad-mouthing it. You see what I'm saying? Or it's like, okay, Noelle did, something else. And so you follow that. And it's like, and then I see that, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to have a hard time of it. And then sometimes this does happen. People take it out on me. And it's like, you didn't ask me. I didn't tell you to go do that. So, when you step out and being inspired by somebody, the right way to do it and the wrong way, do not follow exactly in their stepping stones. I've got people who come on this page, some of them are my friends too, and they try to, dissect every little thing. Okay, what is she doing that's making this successful? What is she doing where it's failing? And, just tearing myself apart. Guys, I'm creeped out by you. I've had people be voyeurs, and that's voyeurism because you don't like anything on my page. You just want to take. You're looking at everything, and again, you don't know what failed and what really worked for me. You're kind of guessing. And that is what grieves my heart because you are destroying yourself. You are not building yourself up. It might build you up in an illusion, but, that was maybe if that was the same pathway I went. So the illusion was holding for me too, like I said, but that next step, no more. It's gone. But because you didn't ask me for input, hey, Noelle, did that actually work for you? How did that go? Or if you didn't read my book, or, then you don't know. And then I have to sit and watch, and then usually I get the shoulders here, and I have people crying. Sometimes I got 2 and 3 a day. Some weeks it's good, and nobody's crying. And, I'm not mocking anybody. I'm here for anybody. But it's just like, this could have been avoided, and it's done by the ones who have the less amount of security within themselves and the younger ones. So young people, please, be inspired by me, but please do not follow my pattern. It will not work for you. Even the elements, because you don't know, again, I'm repeating this for the 5th time, you don't know if that stepping stone was a solid platform or not. Because, I do kind of complain about some things sometimes, but I don't name names, so you don't know. Be careful. What more can I say? Be thoughtful. If you're a Christian, be prayerful. Because there's snares out there, That's why I went with our son. It's just like, listen, I am telling you this because I've been through it. I've been through it. Do not feel bad for where you are. I've been through it. Do not go this way, or do go this way. But if you don't ask me, there's no way you're going to pick it up. There's no shame in asking me, and not always can I tell you because I'm under confidentiality clauses with certain things, so I can't. It's the way it's going to have to be. I can't just give my information away for free, and, I can't do that anymore.
just a little word on that. Also, too, this is why I don't endorse a lot of other people's products, because I have agreements with other companies that may be similar or cross over, and it would be a conflict of interest. Like, you know, with the media marketing company, I can't promote another media marketing company, if that makes sense, because I'm kind of endowed, not endowed, connected, you know, contracted, so I can't. That would be so tacky anyway, because if they're doing work for me and I don't give them credit, and here I am promoting another marketing company, that's pretty bad. So, yeah, that's why, you know, when people ask me, oh, can you promote my company? I have to see. Sometimes I have to check with our board or my attorney and say, can I represent this? Some I know right away I can, because I've been asked before. And so I know what the answer is for that type of company. So, yeah, we have brand loyalty at this company, and we honor other people's brand loyalty towards us. We keep it very mutual. The second that mutual trust is broken, you know, we move on, and depending on contracts, you know, litigation, we don't know what will happen, but so far so good. But just to clarify that, because I've been asked recently to promote somebody else's company, and I just stayed quiet. I hope they won't ask me again, but if they do, I'm going to have to tell them I can't, because I am signed under another media company. So that's something good to know, guys. You know, this is for people who do commercials too. You can't do a commercial like I did I did a Budweiser commercial. I couldn't go do another beer company's commercial for, I think it was 18 months. I signed the contract for 18 months because I was promoting and representing this other beer company. So it's conflict of interest. So guys, double check your contracts too. I know a lot of you who come here are, you know, actors. So, yeah, okay. Let's continue. Oh, just for you guys who are just tuning in, sorry, it's getting late. This is a secure link. This has been put on private, and this was uploaded, as you can tell, February 21st, 2017. And this is some Q&A, beloveds. And this is not a video contrary to some people's beliefs. It's not deleted. It's not missing. It has not been gone. You just cannot see it on my Facebook page right now, for reasons I am not sharing with you, but for reasons I was told to actually do this tonight. So we're doing it tonight.
So, be careful, beloveds, please. And if you fall, I'm always here. You know that. I think I've shown myself true for that, at least for that. What else? Another thing that grieves me is, you know, I have something, you know, how can I say this gently? You know, when people don't understand that I am usually twice certain people's ages, and they start getting down on themselves, feeling inferior. It's like, beloveds, I am twice your age. I should be where I am in comparison to where you are, just because of time alone. It's not because I'm so great or anything like that. It's time. The time spent. Do you understand that? So never, I don't want people to feel bad. This is the thing about when you inspire people. People think of it as all glamorous or something. It's really not, because I go through a lot with people with this whole inspiration thing. They don't know how to apply it properly. So that's my biggest thing. That just disappoints me about people, grieves my heart, because I see them struggling and failing. And that's why, you know, they want, oh, I want all of her followers like that. I want all the attention she's getting. You guys have no idea what it is. You see an illusion, you conjure up what went into that illusion without asking. You have no, do you see how I'm here in a tank top? Do you know how many times that I went hungry? I mean, to have my dreams come true. And really, they're not even my dreams. I had my dreams fulfilled. And I don't mean to sound cynical in any way, but to me, there's no such thing as dreams anymore. We are living in a society where we have to be so savvy and so smart. And we have to mold those dreams into reality, and they don't always obey. So that's what I'm saying. You don't know how many times I went hungry. You don't know how many times I've had people stab me in the back. You know? So anything you might see as an illusion, you see all these beautiful pictures, and they're great. The artistry, the photographers, everything is just so beautiful. But you don't know what went into the making of them. You couldn't even possibly imagine. Just like I couldn't possibly imagine what you went through unless you tell me. So the same thing. So
let me also add to that, unless God tells me, because God has told me things divinely. Not building myself up thinking that I'm God's gift to the world or anything like that, but God has shared things about people with me, and really, I'm not clairvoyant. I don't believe in clairvoyance. That's all, to me, that's a man-made gift. But when God taps you on the shoulder and says, you know, this person has gone through something similar, that's a word of knowledge, it's a word of wisdom, and it should be used to help that person, never to injure them. I just wanted to clarify that too, because that's also another means that I personally operate under. Okay, continue.
Yeah, can you tell that really bothers me a lot? And it doesn't bother me that necessarily that they're doing it. It bothers me because I see the end result of it. I don't like to see people hurting. I don't like to see people disappointed. I don't like to see people, you know, kind of get attitudinal with me as if it's my fault that my exact pathway didn't work for them. So please, when I say be yourself, I mean it. Don't regurgitate what I've done and think that you're going to get it. But I have. You won't. It's infinitesimally impossible. Did I say that right? You can't. Just like I can't. Like, look at, hey, I'm doing a video. Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Please don't. Hold on, guys. This is probably not the best time.
Well, get by with.
Yeah, get by. This will be interesting. Long story about the curtain. You see what I mean? Illusion. Actually, thanks, hon. That was a good example. What was this curtain representing to you? Where were you imagining we were? And yet, my husband just came here, and he walks behind it. You have no idea. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to break down the illusion of what you guys think of me, but, you know, how I got there. It's not like Oz or anything like that, remember? It's like all scary, smoke and mirrors, but the thing is, I can't express and stress enough. Do not regurgitate somebody else's pathway. You will be miserable. I actually saw this. Here's another example. There's this really very famous speaker. She does exhortation, and she does encouragement, and she speaks about the Word of God. And she has a ministry. And I saw somebody else want that so bad for themselves. And I, as a young one, I was a mentee, watching my mentor trying to emulate this other person. That freaked me out a little bit as a younger girl. But there's nothing more tragic, I think, than people trying so hard to be somebody else. And you know what? They had a little bit of success, but because they were regurgitating everything, they're like, okay, so this speaker did this, and they went here to speak, and then they try to do the same thing, same place. It's not going to work. It's not going to work, guys. People are going to see you as a copy. They're going to see that you regurgitated stuff. And then, you know, I know for a fact that people who are in leadership positions, they don't really like that. They don't really like that, guys. And And I'm talking from a leadership position too. I really don't like that either. And I gave you the reasons already. Because I don't want to see you fall. And then I don't want to get blamed for it. So be careful. Learn how to apply inspiration. Your parents, I hope, taught you guys. You see a rose. Okay, you want to plant roses like that? What do? Do you clip off somebody's rose and you steal it and then you put it in your own soil in front of your own house? Of course you don't. You can ask them, where did you get those seeds? Maybe, just maybe, they'll give you some of theirs. But then again, if you don't have that soil like that and that nourishment in the ground, you're not going to have anything come up. You know, people lust after things. I mean, lust is not just sexual. Lust is a form of covetousness.
Just to pause on that. Oh my gosh, my lips. That's hilarious. About the rose analogy that I use. This is something that I've spoken about. It's in my books. And, you know, I get I get extremely cutthroat when people steal my stuff. And they think just because they can't see it, that it's not there anymore. And I am obviously proving to you, and so is my legal team and my board. So, yeah, this is cutthroat me, proving some stuff and how we're going after certain people. And I wouldn't want to be you guys right now. But, you know, that story, I will go after your jugular and do whatever I have to do. I do not tolerate theft, especially over certain stories, and that one for sure. But I mean, it's like triply copyrighted. It's in several of my books and several other places. Obviously, it's here, and you know, yeah, I'm just I'm in a mood. Obviously, you can tell, and I apologize for being in a mood to a certain extent. But just know, the reason I am in this kind of a mood is because I am completely done with the thieves, and I am rejoicing because we caught somebody with this particular one. And this just, look, check it out, guys. This, it was just a few weeks ago. What is that, 2 weeks ago? If that? And, you know, people jumped on it like ants on a cookie. And I was like, what gall people have. So I want people to understand and know something. If something disappears that you can't see, do not lean on your own understanding. Do not let the fiends, voices within, devils, demons, I don't care what you call them, your conscience, don't let anything bait you to steal somebody else's work. Just because you can't see it anymore does not mean it is not there. Amen to that? So I am rejoicing with my entire team today and tonight that we caught 2 people. There may be more. We have no problem throwing them to the law, and you guys are going to pay such a huge penalty. I am so sick to death of this. And, you know, one of these people kind of came on as a kind of a new friend. And I am so disgusted by this human being taking my work. But obviously, as you can tell, it is definitely copyrighted. It is still here. You just can't see it, hon. But you're seeing it now. I know my attitude. I kind of love it sometimes. Sometimes you gotta be a real toughie. So here we go. Some more.
You know, wanting it so badly. And, you
yeah,
know,
wanting
I've
it so badly.
People just treat me very badly because of that.
Amen to that, too. Treating me very badly, as in, like you lusted after my stuff and you thought you could take it. How disgusting you are.
And it just really grieves my heart. So please, I beg of you, you know, if you have a mentor, if you have an inspiration, do not emulate them. Take it in, let them be themselves, okay? You can't be them anyway because they're already taken. Be your own self, and don't steal stuff from other people. You know, don't steal their contacts, don't steal their methodologies. Like I said, and I gave the reasons why, because you don't know what the pitfalls are. You know, I've had people say, hey, can I use your contracts? No, you can't use use my contracts. Here's why. Because the laws change, and these contracts were made for us. And
let me stop there too. And in the beginning, I actually asked one of my friends, and she's kind of like a mentor too. You know, it's like we're not that we're exactly the same age, but you know, how can I say it? I love her to pieces, and she also has a dance company too. She knows I love her. She better. But, you know, I asked her if we could model our contracts after hers, and it was only a temporary thing until we could, you know, afford an attorney. This was going back years ago. And, you know, she said, just don't make it identical, but, you know, and she said, search the internet. So we actually found something very similar to what she had. And we kind of combined it, and then we tailored it to our own thing. And then once we could afford an attorney, you know, now we get them, how can I say, updated, like, every show. Or if he says, hey, guess what, there's a new law, let me look at your contract and make sure it still says what it says. We have to fine-tune things. So, you know, I want to add that to this because I don't want her to see this video and think that I didn't appreciate what she did for us. But then too, we learned, and as my husband is studying to be an attorney, he's a paralegal, and as soon as he passes the bar, you know, we're good. But the thing is, we learned from his studies and then from other people helping us the intricacies of a contract. You really should, guys, get your own contracts. Okay, here we go.
if you use our contracts, I don't want to be held liable if something was missing for your special event. See, people don't think this stuff through, and I'm not blaming or faulting anybody, but that's another example. So, you know, be careful, guys. Be careful. So that's my big thing. I spent the most time talking about that because it really does bother me a lot. And I get a lot of people doing that. I have to be careful with the young girls because they get infatuated with me, and I'm like, please don't. Let's just, you know, have a good relationship. Let's keep it professional and helpful and loving. And, you know, so many young ones just say, I want to be her. They don't care about me. They just want to be me. And it just gets wacky. It gets a little scary. Like I said, this stuff creeps me out to no end. So here's the thing about being a role model for people. You have to learn how to model behavior, and you have to know how to talk to people. Sometimes I have to go, and some of my colleagues know that I have a mouth. And, you know, sometimes you have to put it out there the way it is. And then sometimes I have my attorney or my board members, you know, step in for me if it gets a little too weird.
And that's something I kind of want to also expand thought on. You know, guys, when I started this company, I want to say I did do it by myself, but I also had helpers along the way. And I definitely have helpers now. But just because you only see me on the screen does not mean I don't have a team. Some of them don't want to be seen. Does that make sense? They don't want to be on the screen. They don't want to be known. And we need to, like, be obedient to that. We need to respect that. We also need to understand that, you know, just because you see me doesn't mean that I don't tell people on my staff or board or supporters what's going on behind the scenes. They know everything, because some people don't tell their husbands things. Some people don't tell their board members things. No, everything is known to them. And it's smart, because this way, when I do get in trouble, and not because I cause trouble, it's because people are causing me trouble, they're not surprised by it. Like, all these people who are stealing from me, it's not just me that knows about it. There's got to be about, well, if you count my followers, they're tens of thousands, but intimately, there's got to be about 19 people. So there's no gaslighting that's going to happen here. So people just see me and they just think, oh, sweet little Noelle. It's like, yeah, I am sweet, and I am tiny, but not little, and definitely not timid, and, unfortunately, it takes some people a hard lesson to learn that, and I try so hard to warn people, I really do. I say, please don't do this. How many times have you heard me say that in this video alone? Please don't do this, and I'm so nice and gentle, and then now I'm like, screw it. You did it, and I warned you, and you did it anyway. Now you're going to get a little bit of a lashing for it, and it's your own fault, because there's so much warning. See, that's the thing, too. There's so much warning in this video that I'm showing you that in a court of law, the judge is going to laugh at the person who did this. He's going to get the heck out of my court and pay this woman her money. And I don't ever want to see you again. And then I get to put somebody in the stockades in the middle of town and make an example of them. Because they stole from me. I'm really happy about this. So, who's going to steal from me next? Take your shot at me, because you're not going to get away with it. Obviously, here we go. Alright, let's continue.
You have to know when to do what. And do we do it perfectly all the time? No, I don't do it perfectly all the time. But, when you're in the public's eye, there's so much. It's not just the colleagues, it's the fans, it's the world, it's everything, guys. It's everything. And it's not what everybody thinks, oh, I want to be famous. The young people, oh, please, young people, I don't want to ever hear you guys say, I want to be famous. Please don't do that. So many people that I've known who said that they want to be famous, they ended up addicted. Some are no longer here in this realm. I've just seen tragedy come out of it. I've not seen good come out of it, because they don't have security usually when they say that. So please do not. It's not what you think it is. It's actually very difficult. I find it difficult at my age. So at a younger age, I'm not that age anymore, but I could only imagine, because I was, so I have that experience behind me. I wouldn't have been ready for it. I would not have been ready for it. And, I thank God that He spared me from it, because I didn't know any better. I didn't have a mentor that was spiritually grounded. I didn't have a mentor in the beginning. Later on I did. And thankfully they set me straight. This was in my early 20s, though.
Okay, so let me also clarify that, because it's kind of neat to do this. And we were intending to do this anyway with our Flashback Fridays, and it's Friday, and we're going to use this as our Flashback Friday and also as Vindication. But here's the thing. God, I love that face. The whole thing about the fame thing, I want to clarify. Obviously, I'm not like some super duper famous person. Let me explain what I was talking about. I do have a lot of notoriety right now. That is where it's at. But I had a lot of opportunity when I was younger to do that, to take that bait, to be that, to be a celebrity. And each time it scared the heck out of me, and yet I wanted it too at the same time. I was so young and I didn't know what I was doing. So I had a really good friend whom I'm talking about here, an actress. She's promised me to never say her name, so I won't and I can't. So she was very supportive, but she also pulled on my pigtail and said, hey, you're going to go down the wrong direction. And I can say she had a sister who unfortunately died, and it's so controversial, let's just put it that way. And it is really kind of scary to think that I was heading down this path. And because she cared enough to stop me, and because I care enough about you guys to stop you, really, if that is your only goal in life, you could probably achieve it and attain it. And I came very close at a very young age. But there's so many stresses, and if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't have a good team, I would not want that. I would not want it for anybody. Becoming rich I think it's a little bit easier to handle than the fame thing, because there's just some things that you don't foresee, and you lose so much of your privacy. You lose your life in another way. It becomes another jail cell. All right, let's continue.
This is So I had a good foundation going into where I am now. Years of it, though. I mean, the tempering that happened. Look, the tempering happened because I had cancer. I had illness. I had, oh my gosh, so many things. I was, abused by my grandfather and that whole thing. Well, just read any one of my books in the Dance Warrior book series, or listen to the videos, or whatever. Watch the videos. And you'll get an idea of what I went through. And all of that, it tempered me. So that's another thing with the stepping stones and everything like that. There's certain ways to step on a stepping stone. Do you know how to avoid the ones with moss? See, that's what I mean. You don't know which ones have moss. You see me stepping on it, but you don't know that maybe I hovered over it. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? So then, if you go to step on it, you're just, you won't step in there. You're going to slip right off. What was that? Rubber band. You're going to step and slip right off of it. And not even realize. It's like, why isn't this working? And then that's when I get the crying on my shoulders. And it's a mess. So it's better to avoid the mess. So, like I was saying, there's a way to teach people and to be a role model. And, mentees, please. I'm not mentoring anybody right now. I refuse to do it. And here's why. I am in a place where I need to go either back to another mentor or to find a new mentor in a new way, because I'm just at that place. I'm in a growing place. I'm in a place of needing to be watered, and it's not good for me to be mentoring somebody else while I'm going through this myself. Does that make sense? So guys, please do yourselves a favor. Don't just look at everything I do and then call up all the photographers I've worked with and try to work with them. And you don't know how the dynamics work. I mean, I've given people names of photographers that we've used before. It's not like that. I mean, that's not even a good example. But do you see what I'm saying? My methodology is not going to work for you. And there's a lot of, people who sell their expertise. If you do this quotient and this and that, you're going to get all of this, whatever this is. And it could be everything from prestige to followers to adulation to money. And you know what? It's just impossible for it to work for everybody, because life is not a formula, okay? Life is messy. Life has, how can I say it, unsureties, is that the word? Complications. It has people, okay? And you never know what's going to come from left field. You don't know if you're going to get sick like I did, So everything, my formula, as I just said, you had the abuse, you had the cancer, you had the this, all of that is what makes me and leads me here right now. And it is all responsible, the good and the bad, all responsible for everything that is true for me now. So even if you want what I have now, you couldn't possibly go through everything I did and have the same outcome. Very few people survive what I went through. Sad but true. My mother didn't survive. Okay, I could name off at least half a dozen people who went through something very similar and didn't survive. It's sad.
And let me also clarify here, I'm not just talking about the cancer and only the child abuse. People who really know my story, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I have gone through so much more than that. And plus, I also want to mention, too, there are a lot of copycats out there who are doing the red couch, the red shoes, and not the ballet. They're obviously lifting the inspiration from my work. And it's, it's very borderline to where we can file a lawsuit. Very, very close to it. And it's troubling to me because they're missing the whole point. See, anytime you take from somebody else, you're diluting it. You're not diluting my work. My work is still whole. You're diluting your own work, and you're diluting the original message, so it's never going to be even close to as powerful as what I'm doing. Never. Or if you were doing something that was totally unique and not a copy or a ripoff of somebody else, You know, and people are seeing this other red shoes thing. They're like, wait, Noelle did red ribbons. That's like her red ribbons story. What's going on? And I'm like, yeah, but there's no connection with red shoes. My story has a deep connection. So, you know, the whole, it was impactful, and I applaud people for standing up for certain things. Anything negative and people bring awareness to, that's great. But it's an obvious ripoff. And that I have a problem with, you know. Because it's just like, wait a minute, red shoes, this has nothing to do with the story. Yet my red ribbons has an integral part to do with the story. You know? And then people try to get smart and say, okay, and I gotta get smarter and create the story a little differently. And it's like, guys, give it a rest. And I can tell who the liars are. There are people who are actually lying about this stuff. They are. They have no proof. Whereas I've proven everything. I came on here, I showed my medical documentation, you know, all of that stuff is proof, but yet they have no proof. You know, so it's really pathetic. And then there's one person who just wrote a book too, and, you know, they're all interested in buying my book, and I'm like, you just want to make sure that what you have in your book isn't what I have in my book, because you stole from me. So you want to see. But the thing is, I have 3 volumes to the one subject matter. I have copyright. I have my videos that you think are deleted, like such as this one. I have, you know, they're just on private dudes. You know, and the gall of some people, and they try to act like they're heroes and that they're warriors too. And I'm like, if you're stealing, you are already a coward. I have no respect for you, and I'm going to stand my ground. These words are harsh, but wait till you hear from my attorney. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to be pulverized. Wow. So, you know, all these other people who are trying to gaslight me and making me think that my work isn't good, go screw yourselves. Gaslighting me. You have so much pride. And, you know, I know my work is good because it's being stolen left and right. It's like so much, and it's got to stop. So, you know, this is why I'm so glad that we nailed this person. There's 2 people actually, and it is really freaks me out to know that people don't think that somebody else is going to have the other idea and try to steal from me, and then it looks like they're stealing from one another. Really, they're still stealing from me initially, but because not everybody can see this video right now, they're thinking, oh wow, this person just stole from this other person. It is hysterical. That is pride too, thinking that nobody else is going to have the same idea, this evil idea to steal. And it's so funny too. Really, it cracks me up that these same people are saying, oh my gosh, it's so sick that people do that. It's so sick that people do that. It's like, you hypocrite, you're doing it to me. You probably do it to somebody else too. So we're going to put an end to that. So we're actually defending other people as well. So for you criminals who've been stealing my work, you know, let this sing another tune to you. See? Right here. Get used to it. Get used to this, Noelle.
You know, that's a good reason. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the question and answers. I have some things to tend to, and yeah, I guess that's about it. Where's that bamboo plant? Let me go grab something. Hold on just a second. I'm still here. Okay, so here's our little friend, the bamboo plant. Look at that sucker. He's meaty. See that? Go look at the other video. Sitting down at his table. It was a bamboo table. Look at that.
Yeah, I did another video, so I'm just kind of extrapolating from that original video. But they're my own words. I can do that, can't I? But you can't.
See how meaty? It's like asparagus. I love it. So what it's doing is
oh my gosh, that cracks me up every time I hear this. It looks like asparagus. Okay.
it's expanding here. It's growing underneath. So if this was underneath the soil, or if this was like this, we wouldn't see all the growth, would we? I like that we can actually see the growth. We can peek in. It's like almost like peeking in on somebody's heart or something. But look, isn't that cool? It's growing. It's very slow. not so slow down here. This is like crazy. But if you're waiting for your own self to grow, or you're waiting for somebody else to grow, and you don't see anything, maybe that's because it's all going on in their heart chamber. It's a thought. And if that's the case, then you just have to be patient, because it's just going to go spurt up one day and just grow and grow and grow, and you won't even know how that happened. So, beloveds, behave yourselves. Treat yourself well. Treat others well. Give respect to your mentors. I do all the time. In my books, you should see lists of everybody who's ever helped me, even people from, like, homeless people. I give credit. There is nothing more disgusting to me than people who are inspired by somebody and don't give credit to them for their inspiration, because, you know, they got there because they had blood, sweat, and tears. No joke. No joke at all. So it's best, I don't think you're fooling those people either, because we know who we've inspired, because we can see our own influence coming out. We can see our work. We can see our patterns. You know, really, the youth, I'm just telling you, we know. Just like, how did your parents have eyes behind their head, teachers, all of that? They're older than you. They know. Just like I have somebody who's like almost twice my age, who keeps me very, very grounded. She's my adopted mother, Carol. She's one of the dancers in my company. When my mom died, she took me under her wing. She knows. She can see my garbage from a mile away. It's age. Age equals experience, equals intuition, all of that, you know. So, just saying. Okay, so sending you the love. Keep at it, though. I don't want you guys to give up. I don't want you guys to see this as a negative thing or a call out or anything like that. But
Well, it's a call out now because we caught thieves. Just clarifying.
just be forewarned that if you want whatever it is, success, a good husband or a good wife, children, whatever that is, I hope I never hear you say fame. I don't think that's a good one. That's my personal input. I hope that you have enough intelligence and security within yourself, or whatever it is that you want, that you will not feel inferior and start treating the person who you admired like a piece of garbage, ignoring them, not talking to them, not, you know, encouraging them, because that's really nasty to do. And they know it. I mean, I can feel that a mile away, guys. I can list everybody right now who's doing it to me. And then, you know what? I can say this to you guys because I had somebody call me out on it very lovingly, kind of like what I'm doing here, right? And saying, look. And you know what? I learned. So I'm trying to teach you guys that too. So, you know, you live, you learn, and then the end result should be loving, right? Live, learn, love. All right, I love you guys. I really do. Thanks to all my followers. You guys are amazing. And remember about that bamboo. Okay, so I will catch up with you guys again. Always in my heart. And I'm working on that forgiveness aspect, B-Fly. I don't know. I'm still struggling with that. Okay.
All our videos. Oh, okay. So let's turn this around. Hold on, guys. Okay, this is a long ass video, but it's got to be this way. And here's the thing. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of over it as far as what has been done to me. And yes, it has been done to me. I hate thieves. Sorry. Let's put it this way. I hate the action of theft. People I can love, and, you know, that whole thing. Hate the sin, love the sinner. Okay, it's done. It's down. I don't play with these kind of people. That's really rotten to do. And I'm just so grateful that this methodology worked. And, yeah, People are going to make me quite a wealthy woman by stealing my stuff. And then they put it in front of my face as if I'm not going to say something. And then I'm being told, well, some people, well, never mind what they were told me, but yeah. I'm like, get that. Are you nuts? The answer is yes. These people are just a little out there. And I don't understand, and I don't have to understand it, but they need to understand the law. And they will understand the law, and unfortunately the law will not side with them. And you know what? Well, I'll leave it for my attorney to deal with the rest of the stuff. It's his job. His job now. I just did mine. It's his turn to do his. Okay, so, yeah, this is me, sarcastic mad me, but you would feel the same way, too, if somebody was, like, stealing your stuff, claiming it as theirs, and then charging people to view it. I'm like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not. Look at what infringement is. Infringement happens upon the act of. It's not just, like, even if you weren't charging money for it, even if it was for free. The judge isn't going to wink at that. So many people think that they know the law, and then they wink at it, and I'm like, stop. And I've had people try to detract and distract me from my path and say, oh, you might not want to do this, you might not want to do that anymore. I was like, are you trying to discourage me from doing the very thing that you're stealing from me? You want me to do other things so you can be seen as a philosopher and really good? Because I know that I have got a gift for gab, and I know that I've got a gift for wording this stuff. And sometimes I can speak more eloquently than others. If I'm feeling badly, I'm just really tired today, and I'm still getting over whatever it was. I have a fever. So, there you go. So, I want to get back to something. Hold on a second. How long ago was that? The 21st. 1, 2, that's only 3 weeks ago. Holy crap. 1, 2, yeah, that's only 3 weeks ago. You guys don't wait. You little thieves. So now you have that on you as a label, and you're about to be put in the stockade. People really don't see this side of me. It's part of me too, though, and I'm proud of it. Because, sometimes you gotta say, no. And you have to stand up for yourself and your things, and I have no problem. Ask, you can ask some people here in this neighborhood, and they know. They've heard me screaming at people. Why am I screaming at them? It's not random. It's because people try to attack me. People try to, touch me. And I was like, who the hell are you? And then they get so scared of me. And then you should. I'll go at people. You do something sinful towards me. You take from me. That's it. There's no more. Absolutely not. Accidents? I'm not talking about accidents. I'm talking about intent. And these people were intending to harm. So these thieves were intending to harm because they did it more than once. I'm not even sorry anymore. You're getting exactly what you deserve. You're getting exactly what you deserve. I just pray that the Lord changes your heart, that you would stop doing this and stop, acting like, you're so wonderful. You're not. You're stealing. I'm going to get back to something, though. V-Fly, did you hear the end of that? I know you watched these and fine with it, but I am working on that. The whole thing about forgiving you. And it's for the leaving, because it was just like, wow, of all the things you did, it was just so, I never expected you to do something like that. Never. And I wish that you didn't, and I still don't know why you did. I've been told, like, dozens of stories. And I don't believe a single one of them. Not until you would prove it to me and say, here's the paperwork, or here's this, or here's that. So, just know that I'm at least protecting your integrity on that level and not buying anybody's BS. Obviously, somebody's lying, because all these stories are completely different. And then, yeah, what am I going to do? So, these Flashback Fridays are supposed to be showing how much I've grown, and have a hair nose, I think, growing. Yes, down to earth, raw, real, uncensored. What do I care anymore? Come on now. We're all human beings. You're never going to see me act like some elitist snob. Oh, I don't have nose hairs. Oh, I don't do this. Get out of here. I'll try not to be too disgusting, though. I can get away with it. Some people try it. They can't. It doesn't work for their shtick. Okay, alright guys, well, I do love you. And thank you to my followers. I saw a meme today, and I don't know who the author of it was. I've seen it done several different times in several different ways. It goes something like, the people who are not liking your Facebook pictures and memes and stuff like that are the ones you need to be more concerned about. And then there's another one that goes, look, you're stalking my page, you're checking everything out that I'm doing, and I'll replace the word because it's a cursing word. Dude, you're not an enemy or a fan. I think that's how it goes. And, there's some truth to that, isn't there? So, yeah, guys, at this point, you're like my fans, my stalking fans, and you're the ones that I have to be more concerned about than my followers. This is getting weird. Oh, yeah, that is totally something that's got to be taken care of. It's driving me crazy. Okay. So, yeah, what an interesting little Flashback Friday video. Not gone. None of my videos have been deleted. None of my videos are gone. For the people who think I'm so sweet, nice, and stupid, I really don't like you anymore. Not even a little bit. Wow, how condescending was that? I don't even care. I am just so fed up with these thieves. They make me want to vomit. No respect. No respect for you. Obviously don't have any respect for me as a human being if you're going to take from me like that. And it's not just once or twice. It's like a whole bunch. It's like all of it. It's not even paraphrasing. I mean, it's verbatim. Gross. You really disgust me. I think that is the most lowest, most pathetic thing to do. And I have so much proof and so much evidence. This is just a little taste of it. I think it's hilarious. A little taste of it. Just a little taste of it. We'll win. It's a, what do you call it? Open and closed case? Shut case? It's like nailed. It's easy. Yep. Just to show you the date again. Yep. It's the original upload. And then if I have to call certain people, we can call certain people to the witness stand. I'm not going to say who they are, but it's a no-brainer. And if you're subpoenaed, you have to tell the truth. Because if you perjure yourself, then you're going to have other problems. So that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Okay, so beloveds, this should be a sad day for me, but it's kind of not. This is the day my grandmother died, and I'm gonna tune out of this one, and I'm gonna do like a real video now. Okay, to be continued. I don't do the drama. These weird idiots do the drama. They're gonna pay a price. Oh well.